I'm here with Andrew Saul, graduating senior here at UWSP. He is graduating with a degree in health promotion and wellness and has a huge interest in mental health, which I feel that is very related to my project because it has a lot to do with my mental health and what I want to do in life, pretty much. My project envisions things that have been holding me back and help me push through the challenges. I feel that you, Andrew, have a great idea of what I wanted to create with my project, and I'm wondering your feelings about the project. So welcome.
Thanks. Yeah, I am really passionate about mental health. It's something that I have just recently kind of gotten into, focusing more on myself. And I think that your project has a interesting take, and it seems like you want to focus on what's best for you.
Yeah. So just a little explanation. We were to create something that there wasn't really any guidelines or structure behind the project. It was just something that is important to you, and like it has to be electronic some sort of way, or have part of that into it some sort of way. So what I was going for when I first started the project, I was really struggling with what to do and ideas to come up with. It took me forever to figure that out. So with graduating soon, obviously you can relate to this. There's been a lot of stress in like deciding what's next and all the assignments due and jobs and living places afterwards. So I decided to focus it a little bit more on that and how my family has always wanted me to stay in my little old hometown, Ripon, Wisconsin, and they don't want me to ever leave because that's just what my family does. They stay in Ripon and live their lives there pretty much. I tried to focus on the part of them holding like a rope or like the tension behind it where I don't want to leave, but I do because I feel like the world has more to offer me than just what little Ripon, Wisconsin has to offer me, because there's more opportunity out in the world, obviously. And with it being a small town, there's not a lot to explore there, and obviously there's the whole rest of the world. And
yeah, definitely. Yeah. So what are you most excited to explore?
I just want to travel. Like, that is a big thing that I've always wanted to do. My grandparents have always traveled a lot throughout their lives. They've been, I think, like everywhere. They've been to Japan. They used to go to Florida for a few months at a time every year, like things like that. I just want to see the world, and I'm probably more focused towards, like, I just want to see everything. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Not just the touristy things or like just experience food and stuff like that. I want to see everything. Like,
for sure.
So in the gift that I created, I focused it more on like my family holding a rope against, like, pulling me back, and I'm trying to get away. Obviously you can see that here as we're looking at it while we're recording this. It's my family members, so like my mom, my grandpa, my sister, my niece and nephew, and they're the people that are most closest to me in my family that I feel, or that are holding me back, because they're the people I care about the most and I don't want to leave them. But so in the end, when they finally let go of the rope, or like I get away from the rope, the character that's supposed to visualize, or that's supposed to represent me, turns her head back for a split second, looking back like, oh, I don't want to, like thinking like, do I really want to leave, like that kind of thing. And then I finally end up getting to the world and I hug it, and the world like embraces me as I grab the world.
I can see that, and I think that I can really relate to that too. So most of my life I've tried to live up to the expectations of other people and, you know, what they kind of wanted for me. And then most of my goals were based off of their expectations. So it wasn't really until my sophomore and my junior year of college that I realized I needed to focus on what is best for me and not what other people thought was best for me. So then this made me think about how I need to find my own purpose and how I need to create my own expectations for my life. And yeah, like I said before, I can closely relate to your work or how you are feeling while creating this work. And I believe that a lot of other people can relate to this as well.
Yeah, especially with people graduating with me, like, I feel that it's not just me. I know a lot of people can relate to it. I know in my version of this, I wrote, like, my family members' names, like, who they were, so people could clearly see who they are. But if I were to take that out, it would be more relatable for people to see, and, like, people would put themselves in that position and replace the people with their family members, or, like, who they think of when they see the characters that are drawn.
Yeah, I can understand that, but I also think that it's important to see it from the artist's perspective.
Yeah.
So it's more than just, having these different people holding you back. It's the relationships that you have with those people that are holding you back.
Yeah, definitely, especially because I am so close with each of them. Like, I see, every time I go home, these are the people that I go and visit. Being away from home, like here at school, that's just who I go see first. That's who I'm excited to see, like, who I want to tell everything to. And I feel like everybody in their own life has that kind of group that they have in their family. Like, I'm sure you have a group, like your parents or something, and that's the person you want to first see when you get home, and that's who I try to incorporate into my art.
Yeah, and I can see that here. And then also how, you have the names go away. So I think that does offer the perspective of somebody who might not have, like, a sister, or they might not have, like, a niece or nephew in their life at this moment, but they can, they can relate those characters to people who are currently in their life. And then also how you mentioned, like, your mental health earlier. I think that's, like, really cool how, you were focusing a little bit on that. And I can even see that and hear how you said that, you're kind of looking back and reflecting on all the people that have kind of been holding you back, per se. But I don't know if I want to say holding you back, but just making it harder to go explore. So, you're kind of reflecting on that experience that you've had with them, and then you're also trying to focus on what's best for you, like I was saying with my experience earlier.
Yeah, definitely. So I know you mentioned that you can relate to my work really well, but how do you think that other people could relate, like, other than what we had already talked about with them putting their own?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple different perspectives that could be seen from your work. So the first perspective would obviously be the person who's trying to break free from what's holding them back. And this doesn't necessarily mean that, you don't want to talk to your family again, or you don't want to see them again because you're going to explore these other places. I think that sharing your experiences with them after you do explore is really important. So it's not really breaking free from them because you're going to visit them again, you're going to see them again. So that's one perspective, because, you feel like the world has more to offer. But then the other one is from the perspective of those who are holding you back. So then if somebody is in that position, I think that by looking at your work, that may make them realize, or it may make them think that they have to reflect on somebody who they have been holding back. So let's say, like, your sister looks at this piece, like, how is that going to make her think by seeing you break free, look back, and then take that next step to go explore the world? So I think that would offer her the platform to kind of reflect and see how she is affected your life. So then overall, I think whoever is viewing this piece would be engaged because they'll likely have some personal connection to it in one way or another.
Yeah. Off of the sister thing, it's really funny that you picked my sister out of all the people because she's probably the biggest advocate for wanting me to stay in Ripon, which is really funny because she's like, "Oh, don't move too far. Like, I want to make sure you see your niece and nephew grow up and stuff like that." Like, she's always coming up with something to make me feel bad about leaving. And then that's just more about, like, I have to think, what's best for me? Like, my life doesn't completely revolve around family. Like, I have to do what I want to do and start a career in what I want to do, whether that's in Ripon or somewhere else. And with Ripon being a small town, obviously I don't have as much opportunity as I would somewhere else, like a bigger city or something like that.
Yeah, so when you said that your sister says to you that she wants you to see your niece and nephew grow up and be there for them, do you think that she wants that for you, or do you think that she wants that for herself?
I feel like it's a little bit of both because obviously, like, two of her kids are my godchildren, however you want to say it. So I am super close to them, but I can also see it through pictures and I can visit, and there's other ways that I can watch them grow up. And I think my sister I think she misses me. Like, she just wants me to be around all the time because I did grow up with her. Like, she was always the person I'd go to if my mom wasn't around, or, like, if I didn't have somebody to talk to. She was, like, my best friend growing up. So I feel like she's going to miss that aspect of our relationship.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that too.
Mm-hmm. So a little bit about the inspiration for this project was I watch a lot of TikTok. It's a pretty popular app nowadays.
As we all do.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. And I recently just got an iPad, which I have always wanted to, like, I wanted to use it more. I haven't had a lot of time to use it, and I thought this project would be perfect to use it for. And so I watch a lot of, like, tips and tricks on TikTok of, like, the app Procreate that comes on the application or on the iPad that you can get, and watching these videos on people creating or, like, making people digitally is something that I wanted to try, and I tried to do that through my work, which I think I did it pretty well.
Yeah, so I think that it's important to try and use, like, new tools that you get and explore the different ways that you can use those tools. So what about, like, have you seen any TikToks that inspired the concept behind this? Not so much how you created it, but, like, did you see anything like that, any travel accounts or anything along those lines?
Yeah, definitely. So I follow a lot of travel accounts as well, and I originally wanted to make this project about traveling, but I didn't think the concept was fully there. So I ended up going and talking to my professor a little bit more about it, and she helped me understand and figure out what I wanted to do more. And after we had that conversation, ideas just kept rolling off through my brain, and, like, I ended up coming up with this concept, which I felt was very strong. And I think that the videos that I watched on TikTok also helped because I could watch how to do it and what they did to make something look better. And it was just really easy to relate to and be able to just go back and rewatch the video over and over and over again.
Yeah, definitely. I also think that it's pretty cool how you made it into a GIF because it kind of tells a story, and that story is going to be different for anybody who views it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you for joining me. It was nice talking to you.
Yeah, so good to see you again.
Thank you. You too.